Hey guys, it's Mrs. Montague here, and today I'm going to show you how to use Google Groups. So, Google Groups are an easy way to create email lists or groups of people that you want to get in contact with on a regular basis. So, you start by going to groups.google.com, and you can see here that it's going to take you to your home page where you can see your groups. You can browse all the groups, and the big thing up here is to create a new group. So I will walk you through that in just a moment, but I want to point out a few things to you first. So over here, I've got a link to my groups. So if I click on that, it's going to show me any groups that I'm a part of or any groups that I have created. So to email out some of the survey forms, like for the homecoming voting and things like that, I created all of these 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade groups that you see here at the top that include all of the students in the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grades. So that's an easy way for me to send those forms out to all of the students in the school at the same time without having to go in and type in individual email addresses, which would be very, very time consuming. So Google Groups just makes this whole process way easier. So you also will have this recently viewed option here. So it's going to tell you anything that you've clicked on recently, and will show you those groups as well. So I'm going to actually go ahead and click on Create Group so you guys can see that process. So the first thing it's going to ask you is to assign a group name. So I'm just going to actually go ahead and make this be the test group. So you see, as I start typing test group as my group name, the group email address automatically populates with that group name in it. So to email everybody in my group at one time, I would use the group email address of test/group@cherokee.k12.nc.us. So anyone that I add to this group will be emailed when I send an email to that group email address. You can give your group a description, although you don't necessarily have to if you don't want to. But if you're going to create multiple groups this way, it might be useful to have that description just so it kind of gives you a reminder of what the group is for. You select the group's primary language, which is most likely going to be English for you guys. The group type is going to be either an email list, a web forum, a Q&A forum, or a collaborative inbox. So for the most part, you guys are going to want to do the email list because this is what allows you to easily email a whole group of people all at once. So I'm going to leave that set as an email list. And then you can see my basic permissions here. So the group visibility is visible to all members of the organization. The topics are viewed by everyone at this point in time, but I can select topics to only be viewed by certain people. Posts that you make in the group at this point are going to be seen by all people in the group and all organization members. And you can select from there. And anyone can currently join the group that's in the organization. Anyone in the organization can ask to join the group, or only invited users can join the group. So I'm just going to leave it as anyone in the organization can join the group. That's not a big deal because most people probably aren't going to be trying to join your groups. So once you make sure all of these settings are what you want them to be, you just simply click Create up here at the top. So after this creates, it's going to give you this little message that says, "Congratulations, your group has been created." I'm just going to click OK right here because it's taken me into my group homepage right here in the test group. So as you can see across the top, you have the option to start a new topic, and that will create basically an email that will go out to anyone in the group based on what you put in here. So you can see it's formatted just like an email. You put in a subject, you put in your body, and put whatever you want in there. So this is going to be a test topic, and I'll just simply put hello in here. So once I've got everything in here that I want, I can go ahead and click Post, and this topic now has been added to my Google group. Okay, it's going to tell you how many people in the group have viewed. At this point, nobody probably, because nobody's in my group yet. So I am going to show you really quickly how to add group members. So across the top, if you go all the way over on this right-hand side, you see you have the options to manage the group, manage members, see the members, and more information about the group. If you click on About, that's going to just take you to this page where it shows you the general information about your group. It will remind you of the group email address that has been set. It will show you the information about the members, the group feeds, and some statistics in here. So just some very general information about the group. So if you forget which email address goes out to all these group members, this is where you can see that email address to remind you. So if you click this little back button over here, it's going to take you back to your home page of the group. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on Manage Members, because this is the area that I am going to actually be able to invite new people to join the group. So our information over here on the left side panel that has popped up, right now I am just having it show me all members, which is just me since I just created this group. You can click on this Invite Members, and that will send an email invitation to group members that you want to add. The group members that you're adding will have to accept that invitation in order to be added to the group. So if you're sending this to students, rather than doing the invite members, I would suggest you do this direct add members, because that will not require anyone to go in and accept the invitation. It will just automatically add them to the group. So to make sure you get all of your students in there and all of them are getting these group emails that you're going to be sending out, you'll want to do the direct add so they don't have to go in and accept an invitation in order to get those emails that you're sending. And once you're in here to direct add, it's as easy as typing in email addresses. So I'm just going to use some of the Murphy High School administrators and teachers as examples so you can see what this looks like. So let's start with Jason as the principal. So Jason Forrester pops up right here. I'm going to click on his name as somebody I'm adding to the group. It adds a comma for me, so then I can start typing another name in instantly. So we're going to add Wendy as well. We're going to go ahead and add Jennifer in the front office. And then we'll go ahead and add Amanda Killian as well. So as you can see, it's very easy. You just start typing in their email address, and then you can click on the email that comes up to populate it automatically. It automatically adds the comma, so you can instantly start adding the next person. So you can see that I've got 4 people now that are going to be added to my group. I can write a welcome message if I want to, but I don't necessarily have to write a welcome message if I don't want to. So once you've got all of the people in here that you're adding, you simply click this blue add button at the top. I'm going to go ahead and actually do that right now. And then you can see that I've also got outstanding invitations. So if I had sent any invites to group members, it would show me that they had been sent an invite, but maybe hadn't accepted that invitation yet right in here. You can also see join requests. So if somebody from the organization has requested to join your group, those will show up in this section, and you can go approve or reject them from joining your group. All right, I'm going to go back to all members here. And you can see now that I have direct added these people, all of them have shown up as members of my group. There are certain things that you can set for members of the group. So for instance, if I select Amanda Killian's name, you can see now this Actions tab has started showing up, and I can click the drop down here and select what I want to do. So I can change her role from being simply a manager to a group owner, which would give her more permissions to come in here and make her own edits to this group. I can remove her from the group from here. I can ban her from the group so she won't be able to request access or join this group again. I can change her delivery settings so she wouldn't, If I select no email, that means when I send an email to this group, she's not going to get any of those emails that I send out because I've selected no email for her. I can send her abridged emails, which will just send her a very quick overview of the email without the full body of information in there. I can send her the digest, which would just be like once a week or once a day, whatever I select. She'll just get an overview of all the emails that have been sent out as one email instead of receiving multiple emails. Or I can say that she receives all email, which means anytime that I send an email to this group, she'll receive it in full. I can also set her posting permission. So as you can see in this main section, which I'm going to go back to, I've got my topic here. And when I click on that, you see there's this little click here to reply. So that's what that means with the posting options for the group members. They can actually post replies directly to me within groups.google.com if they so choose. So back over here to my members. Oops, and let me go to manage members instead. So those are the set posting permissions setting. So I can allow them to post, I can disallow them to post, or I can select moderated posting, which means they can post, but anything they post will have to be approved by me as the group owner before it will be visible to others. Those are your basic actions that you can do for your group members. You can see here, you've also got messages, general settings as far as email, identity, and things like that. Permissions for posting. You can select roles for group members, which are owner, manager, or member of the group, which again gives them elevated permissions to be able to do certain things in the group. And then you can also look at general information. I'm not going to go over these right here. I'm going to actually go back and go into this manage group setting. So from manage group, that is how you can change any of the information that you entered when you were setting up the group. So you can change the description, change the group name, or you can change the email address of where you can email all the group members at the same time. So if you don't think that you'll remember test-group@cherokee.k12.nc, you can change that test-group to something else that you think you will remember. All right, so I will actually go over here. So the group visibility is, again, whether or not all organization members can see it, or you can limit it. The content control, you can select to archive group messages or not archive group messages. And that archive group messages will just save all the history of any messages you ever send in that group. The web view, is enabling grouping of emails into threads based on subject. So all of the emails and topics that I post can be grouped based on subject if I so choose. And then our advanced settings here, I can delete my entire group. I can select what type of group it is from here, and I can reset group to the original settings if I've made a bunch of settings changes and then I'm like, oh, I think I messed something up and I want to go back. You can just reset it all to defaults. So those are your basic settings, the basic way to add your group members and things like that. So if you see, I've got my test view group over here in recently viewed. And to get back to the main group page, all I simply do is click on groups over here in the top left corner. And that's going to take me back to the home page where I can click to create another group if I need to, or view my groups or browse the groups or anything like that. So if there are any questions about how to set up Google Groups, please let me know. Again, if I wanted to email my whole group, I'd just use that group email address that it generated for me, and all of the members of the group that I've directly added will be sent that email. So please, please, please let me know if you have any questions about how to use Google Groups, It is the easiest way I have found to email a group of people at the same time, especially if you're going to be sending a lot of emails to the groups of people at the same time. So I did help a few teachers this morning set up their groups. So they put all of their students in each of their blocks throughout the day into a Google group so they could easily send them Zoom information, assignment information, and do check-ins with the whole class all at once. So very easy to use. There are some more advanced settings in here, so if you feel like you want to get into some of those advanced settings, please feel free to reach out and I can help you with those settings as well. So hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully it will streamline some of your emailing that I know you've been doing lately. Again, if you've got any questions at all, please let me know and I would be happy to assist.